Mate, if you ain't getting this one, then this one's for you.
What is going on, guys, and welcome back to EME TV and another video where in today's video we started off in the MK5 GTI. Now why we have done it is because it's absolutely chucking it down outside. Unfortunately for me, I actually filmed this video yesterday when we actually had decent weather for once. In Manchester, highs of about 16, 17. It was lovely. Filmed the video, got inside to edit yesterday night, and the video footage is not there. Unfortunately, when I was videoing, it came up on my camera, memory card error. Don't know what happened. I thought it recorded everything that I'd recorded up until that point, but unfortunately it hadn't. So I've had to come out today and film this video in dire conditions. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about things I love about this MK5. So obviously in my previous video I explained and did a bit of a comparison to my FN2 Type R, which is actually parked right next to me here. And today I'm just going to be going a bit more in depth about the things I'm actually enjoying. So I've put a list together of 5 things that I've been loving about this MK5 so far. So we're going to go for a little drive now, and I'm going to explain a bit more about these 5 different things that I love about the MK5. So yeah, let's get going. So yeah, guys, as we come on for a little drive in the MK5, so the first thing I want to touch on, I've probably spoken about this, I think I've spoken about this in a previous video, is the looks and the reliability of this MK5. So currently this MK5 has been completely fine ever since I engine swapped it. It's been good. I've obviously done the relevant changes and so on, and it's been fine. And I've obviously said in my previous video as well that I believe this is a car under 5k, probably the best car under 5k that you can actually potentially buy. Now one, that's down to 2 things: the looks, because I think this is a very good looking car considering it came out in, you know, essentially late 2004, but my model, this is obviously a 2006 reg. And 2, just, you know, how it drives. Essentially it's very fun to drive. I can understand why they have the stereotype around sort of boy racer and so on, because it's so easy for you to just put your foot down, like, which is what I'm literally eager to do now as well. So you've got that, and obviously with anything as well, look after something, it will look after you. So I've just, as soon as I bought this, I changed all the relevant things: thermostat, timing belt, water pump, all those sort of things, done and dusted, and we can literally enjoy the car in peace. You obviously have the thing hanging over as well about all oil pumps. I've seen a lot of things on forums, and after doing research I know those can tend to go. However, the engine that I've put in here is obviously got 74,000 miles, and it's an engine from an Audi TT Mark II, as I've explained in the past. And the reason I didn't go for a BWA from a MK5 was that the tendency is that engine would have been sort of thrashed or had a hard life. So I thought, you know what, TT owners don't have the stereotype around them, so I'll go for that, which I think was a sensible choice. So you guys let me know what you think. But yeah, so first things first, looks and drivability, looks and reliability of this car, although I've only had it for 3 months, is something that I'm currently enjoying. Now secondly, even though I can't really show you guys this, or I can't really perform this in these sort of conditions, but the drive of this car, so I'm talking about the low end torque here. Obviously with me daily driving my FN2, it's very, very different. That's the NA engine. This is obviously a turbo engine with the FN2 needing to be in sort of 5,000, 6,000 to then potentially get the benefits of the full power of the engine. Whereas this, the low end torque in this is, and especially in this DSG box, is ridiculous. Like, as soon as I put my foot down, even though we're moving forward, even though this is still front wheel drive, we're still moving forward at a considerable pace. Now obviously I've got a bit of wheel spin there because it's raining and so on. I'm going to go hectic because it would be irresponsible for me to do so. But yeah, the low end torque, absolutely lovely. Just obviously natural driving when you want to overtake somebody. I'm not always at 5,000, 6,000 RPM in the Honda, which is obviously, you know, where you enjoy the benefits of VTEC. But this, with the low end torque, it's just lovely, and it just feels a lot better as well for daily driving purposes, especially in the DSG box. I would definitely advise or recommend the DSG than the manual, even though I haven't driven a manual yet, which I definitely will do later down the line. Now the third thing, I've seen a lot of things, and it's something that I'm and ahhing about as well to do to this car, is the tuning element. So I've spoken to tuners out there. It's not a crazy amount to get these close to 300 brake horsepower. Now, if I was going to tune this, I would be looking at a sort of a stage 2 plus sort of thing, and probably won't go stage 1, probably just go straight to stage 2 plus. And stage 2 plus, you're looking at, depending on obviously the sort of hardware and the components you buy, you can be looking at anywhere between 260 to 280. Now, 280 for a car that you potentially don't need to spend any more than about £2,000 to get this. So imagine you bought the car for 3k and then you spent another, I don't know, you bought the car for about 3.5 and you spent another 3k doing it in mods. You've got a car 6k to £6,500 that you're getting close to 300 brake horsepower. Now, there's a lot of cars out there that you wouldn't be able to buy for that sort of money that have that sort of power. So very, very easily tuned, and you know, and to another benefit to that as well is that a lot of the ones that are tuned don't seem to have that many problems. A lot of people do run their stage 2 pluses and their stage 2s for quite a while, so you can then have that sort of factor and that sort of peace of mind that if done right, it will last. And obviously considering that you obviously look after it as soon as you obviously get it tuned, but the easily tuned element side of things is something that I'm happy about, don't get me wrong, hence why I'm speaking about it. However, something that I'm and ahhing about doing, because I don't really know where I'm going to go with it at this moment in time, just due to other factors in my life at this present time. But obviously, as we all know, well, as most of you all know anyway, the Mark 5 is a very, very easily tuned car. It can be, and it's fun now in its stock form. I don't dread to think how it's actually going to perform if I did go stage 2 plus, which is something that I'm very seriously considering. But you guys let me know in the comments if you do want me to go stage 2, if you do want me to tune it and just put a bit more effort and content into this car and try and have some fun with it later down the line. Now, fourth thing, I always bang on about this as well. Values. So values, I'm one for getting the best bang for your buck. I think that's the saying. I love a great value hotch hatch. Obviously I sort of spend a lot of time researching about him, a lot of time thinking about what cars I can potentially get on the channel and so on and so forth. These, for the money that you can get a Mark 5, you can get a Mark 5 DSG from anywhere between 2.5, maybe for one that you need to put in a bit of work, to about 4.5, 5k, depending on the mileage and how it's kept and so on and so forth. That is an absolute steal. To be able to get a DSG car, which is a lot of automatic car, which is a automatic hot hatch, which is a lot of fun, and maybe, you know, and hopefully relatively looked after to a point, for, you know, about 3.5k. I mean, come on, it's a what am I trying to say here? It's a no-brainer for anybody out here there looking for hot hatches, unless you're obviously a enthusiast for other brands. It would then make sense for you to probably go elsewhere, but I would always recommend a Mark 5. A Mark 5 is, you know, before this I knew that they were good, but, you know, I feel like I've neglected my FN2, put it that way. My FN2's been parked up there. I haven't daily driven that for months. I've just been in this Mark 5 and it's just easy, in and out, hop and go, get in, put it in D and put it in drive and just be on my way. So yeah, I would always say that this, especially for the price point they're at, because you might not want to go on Facebook Marketplace, or Facebook Marketplace is a place that I always look at cars potentially every day basically. 3k for a Mark 5 GTI and a DSG with not too many miles as well. You can probably haggle them down to around 3k or maybe just under, depending on how desperate the person is to sell. Yeah, it's always a good deal. It's always a good deal. So values is something that, yeah. And even if I did get rid of this one, I'll potentially get one in the future, I would say that for sure. And the fifth and last point I'm actually going to speak about is to do with the ride. Now, in the FN2, even though that's a car that I love, and I have no bad words to say about that car realistically, but apart from the ride can be very harsh. So when I am on bad roads, and you guys can probably even tell through the camera now, we're not shaking as much as we usually do if I'm driving the FN2, and considering in my EP3 it was even worse, but when I had my EP3. But the ride quality, even though it's don't get me wrong, it's a hot hatch, it's not there to be a cruiser or to be a very comfortable ride. It's for you to sort of have fun and so on and so forth. But this is considerably, and you can tell the difference, it's considerably more comfortable than the FN2 is. And you know, as a daily driver, you want it to be, you know, a decent ride quality. And to be fair, the difference between the FN2 and the Mark 5 is that considerable that I'm like, yeah, this is like a really good ride. And it's weird to say, it's weird to compare them on that front because they're both not amazing, but this is a lot better than the FN2. And I think that's why also I've been veering to drive this a lot more recently than I have my FN2 as well. Even though, okay, don't get me wrong, at some point I might just hop back in my FN2 and continue driving that. But this, I mean, because I wanted to really get the real Mark 5 experience, and especially since we just did the engine swap, I had to drive this essentially for a few miles. I've done over 1,000 miles, about 1,500 miles now in this car since the engine swap. I had to make sure that it's completely fine and everything's working and we're all good to go. So yeah, this ride quality is considerably better than the FN2. Well, as a daily driver, it's completely fine. I used to hit potholes in my FN2 and I used to dread it. The cabin used to be chaos in that cabin after you hit a pothole or something along those lines. But yeah, in this it's a lot more smooth, it's a lot less bumpy, a lot less harsh. So yeah, Honda could have done a bit better on the suspension components they put on that car, but I know that you can modify them. On the FN2 you can actually buy, you know, certain suspension elements and modify them to make them possibly a better ride, but I haven't yet come around to doing that yet. But you know what, I'm just enjoying the Mark 5. What can I say? What can I say? Yeah guys, so I've just parked up now. You can probably hear the rain absolutely chucking it down still. I mean, this is ridiculous. Yesterday we had highs of 16, 17, so I don't know how it's got to this. But yeah guys, thought I'd make a decent video anyway on the Mark 5 and things I'm loving currently about it. And essentially you guys let me know what you guys want to see on it. Obviously I mentioned there that I might tune it. I'm in an R about modifying it and so on, but you guys let me know in the comments, because essentially I want to make content that you guys want to see and watch. So yeah guys, that's about it. Let me know if it's on the Mark 5 or even on the FN2, and maybe even something new, you know, delve into other hot hatches and so on and so forth. Put your ideas and put your comments in the comment section below. But yeah guys, as always, thanks a lot for watching. Stay tuned for more content to come. Please like, comment and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I guess as always I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
If you ain't getting this one, then this one's for you.